And the Israeli military has confirmed that the remains of 4 more hostages will be handed over by Hamas on Tuesday, and they have been brought into Israel from Gaza. I repeat that the remains of 4 more hostages have been handed over by Hamas on Tuesday to Israel from Gaza. And the transfer came after Israel urged Hamas to fulfill its part of the agreement and make the necessary efforts to return all the hostages to their families for proper burial. Israel warned that any delay or deliberate avoidance will be considered a gross violation of the agreement and will be responded to accordingly. Already on Monday, Hamas had transferred the remains of 4 hostages just hours after releasing the last 20 living hostages under the ceasefire deal brokered by US President Donald Trump. Those whose remains were handed over on Monday were Israeli citizens, 3 of them, and the 4th was a Nepali agriculture student, Bipin Joshi. Separately, a Gaza hospital said that it had received the bodies of 45 Palestinians handed back by Israel, and also as part of Trump's plan to end the war. Under the deal, Israel was to turn over the bodies of 15 Palestinians for every deceased hostage returned. Hamas is still holding the bodies of 20 hostages which are expected. And demonstrators gathered in Tel Aviv to celebrate the liberation of all living hostages and demand the return of the remains of the dead hostages still held by Hamas. Israel has said that it will only allow half the agreed number of aid trucks into Gaza starting Wednesday, according to a note seen by Reuters and confirmed by the UN over slow release of hostage bodies. Trump, in a post on social media, said the job is not yet done. The dead have not been returned as promised, but added phase 2 begins right now. Among the key issues is the disarmament of Hamas. Trump said US will disarm Hamas if the Palestinian group refuses to do it themselves, adding that it could be done violently if needed. This while Hamas is tightening its grip on Gaza, launching a crackdown and executing alleged collaborators. The Palestinian group published a video of it on its official channel, showing the street execution of 8 blindfolded and kneeling suspects, branding them collaborators and outlaws. The footage, apparently from Monday evening, emerged as armed clashes were underway between Hamas' various security units and armed Palestinian clans in parts of the territory, on the 5th day of a US brokered truce between Hamas and Israel. And a little earlier, I was joined by Giorgio Cafiro, who is a professor at the Georgetown University and CEO, Gulf State Analytics. Here's what Professor Cafiro had to say on the ceasefire agreement and the hostage release.
The ceasefire is quite shaky right now. It's extremely fragile. There's no guarantees that this ceasefire is going to last too much longer. There are clearly some serious problems right now. Obviously, this huge question about Hamas disarming is one that leaves me quite pessimistic about the two sides being able to stick to the terms of phase 1 of Trump's so-called peace initiative and move on to the second and third phase. I think it's very clear that Israel failed to achieve its goal of disarming Hamas. We see that Hamas, while certainly weakened, is very far from being eradicated. At the extent to which the U.S. puts pressure on Israel to continue abiding by the ceasefire, or at least I should say to abide by the ceasefire, is the key variable in the equation. We need to be very clear. Not only the Israeli leadership, but the majority of Israelis, members of Israeli society, want to see Israel continue with its aims of the past 2 years of ethnically cleansing the Palestinians, not only in Gaza, but also in the West Bank.